Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day is a repeat from a couple days ago, and that is the Page of Stones and the Lynx. And thinking about this card today, yesterday we talked a little bit of, with a mirror and looking at things from a different perspective. And the page is about a messenger, beginning of a quest. We went over all this a couple days ago, and as I was thinking about this, is here you've got this new perspective. And the question that this Page of Stones asks is, what can you learn? So, the card that just dropped off was the Five of Arrows, frustration. And you've been using this spark of life, the Ace of Bows that is down there. You've gained the respect of the Wildwood Forest with the Nine of Bows. The Green Man and the Green Woman have come out. And then the Page of Stones came out. And he asks you, as you were walking down a path, what have you learned? And you took a little bit, and reflected a little bit and looked at things from a different perspective, looking at things for the future, right, with the Mirror card. And then it comes up again today. And the question that has been on my mind all day long is what have you learned? What have you learned in your journey as you're going forward? When this first came up, we were talking about, 401ks and Roth IRAs and, the material stability piece of it. But as you took that step back and looked at, from a different perspective, just not your materialism or your stability or your security, the page is saying, you've got a new opportunity. By taking that step out and looking at it, you've got a new opportunity of assessing things and how things are moving forward. Whether that's with your security, whether that's with your stability, whatever it is, okay? It's taking care of the stuff that is in your life. You've worked hard for that stuff, right? And, to give it out frivolously and to not take care of it, that's not good stewardship of your materialism and giving you security or stability, right? And at the same time, it's like, well, I've got enough to do this, I got enough to do that. That's great. But what happens when you're being challenged? What happens when that obstacle, comes up? You may not have the financial fortitude to move forward. All right. So, he asks, what can you learn over this last 7 days? Or, on this journey? What can you learn about your finances that you didn't know before, taking that deeper perspective, right? And where do you need to be more dedicated to, right? Even if it's, hey, I want to go to Disney World, all right? And you're talking it over with your significant other, and it's, hey, it's going to cost some money. If we want to stay there at Disney World, we've got a lot of options. We could go camping, we could stay at the hotel, we could stay in an Airbnb, or we could stay at the resort. Either option is going to have a different, price point to it. If you want to stay at the resort, then you need to start, okay, whether or not you can just go ahead and pull that money right out and just say, this is what we're going to do. But most people will save for it and just use that as, like a Christmas fund, right? And it's that slow building up of energy, just as you do when you're doing investments and stuff like that. So, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse into the ground or anything like this, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what can you learn in this situation by taking a step out, looking at it from a different perspective? Where do you need to be more, dedicated? And it's very strong energy because this card's down here twice, and it's going to be down here twice, for the next, week or so. So it even though this is slow, playing out slow, the opportunity is there for you to learn and look at things from a different perspective. Is going to Starbucks really important today when I can take that $5 and put it towards the vacation trip? That's a different perspective. That's how you can look at things and say, you know what? I can manage my materialism, my security, my stability a little bit better so we can have something better on down the road. So that's today's card of the day, the Page of Stones, the Lynx. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for A Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.